How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Dogecoin update. Now, unfortunately, with all these fake outs over here, it meant that the 44 to 45 cent target that we had back at the previous highs was invalidated. And with the liquidation event, we saw all the moving averages and many key supports lost, creating a bearish trend and bringing bearish signals through the bearish crosses. So that meant with this new range created, I was showing everyone how Dogecoin goes back onto a bullish path and targets 45 cent and an eventual $1 target, but warning everyone that this is not actually the primary path, that the primary path with the loss of these key supports and the bearish signals printing, that any move up should just tap into the levels of resistances before continuation lower. And this is what I was repeating throughout the last week, and we've in fact seen the range low now lost. Now, of course, in those same very updates, for the altcoin holders, for the Dogecoin holders, I was showing you how Dogecoin flips back bullish and showing all the steps required, which would be bouncing off of this support, recovering the range high over here, as well as the moving averages, which would be step one, then taking out the neckline of this bearish head and shoulders pattern, which is step two, and then, of course, recovering the double bottom neckline over here, which would have taken it to 45 cent and an eventual $1 target, taking out that resistance as part three. That would also need to be flipped in support, so getting up there is not good enough. So unfortunately, it failed at the very first hurdle, and that's because Bitcoin went all the way back down to its ranges support and is now attacking the low, potentially looking to dump down even lower. Now that of course shows weakness to the entire crypto market, and you're now seeing certain altcoins losing their key levels of support, just reaffirming what I've been saying the last few weeks, that the primary path is technically bearish thanks to this liquidation event, and it's looking likely to fill in this week, with these lows to the left over here being the next direct targets for Dogecoin, unless Bitcoin turns around, recovers 107k and actually pumps up all the way to 118k, also flipping that into support. Only at that point do I think we may get a sustained reversal where Dogecoin recovers those three levels, but now need to understand that there's a fourth level added with this support being lost. It now becomes resistance. So we really need to be careful. If Bitcoin pumps to 107, 108k, it might just mean Dogecoin pumping back into this previous support to confirm it now as resistance before continuing much lower. I'm going to show you the exact pivot points right now, and this would be looking at this entire range going off of the April low over here. You can see, look how accurate my Fibonacci is. It tapped off the 1272 and created this wick formation. It's now bleeding down after losing the next level of fibs, and is bleeding down into the 786, 886 area, which so happens to be this low. So all of my points are now being backed up by the Fibonacci's. If you want to learn this strategy, I actually got a 30% discount, whether it's the ebook, the Discord community, or the one-to-one live video calls. So what Bitcoin now, what Dogecoin now needs to do is create a reversal formation. It's only going to happen with the help of Bitcoin. So this needs to come from around 14 to 15 cent. But please remember what I said earlier. When it was in this range, it had 3 steps to do. Now it's 4 steps. And when it had 3 steps, it failed at the first. So now that it's got 4, it's highly likely that it's going to fail with a reversal. That any move back up should eventually be a lower high. It's only going to sustain a break through 25 cent with the help of Bitcoin climbing back above 118k. Unfortunately, these are not the sorts of videos I want to make. This is just the reality of things. And I haven't been wrong, regardless of whether you wanted to hear it or not. So yes, every single video showing you how it flips back bullish, but the reality is, I was saying the whole time, the primary path is lower. We've now gotten lower, proving the point, and this makes the journey back up much harder, especially if Bitcoin is going to continue dumping. There will be an attack of this low, and if it fails to hold up, we're going to really look to continue filling in this wick, and this will be further backed up by some more Fibonacci's. Every time we create a little range, you can see over here, a range was created and is showing some further bearish targets now. So the next time a range is created, similarly to this area over here, you can see some going off of this low to that high. You can see some confluence with these lower price targets down over here. So this is what's going to happen if Dogecoin can't reverse with the help of Bitcoin from the 14 to 15 cent location. That is it from me today. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. I'll be here to update it as it develops. But my thoughts are that any move back up into the 17, 18 cent area could potentially just be to confirm this previous support now as resistance to head down even lower. If you wanted to learn my strategy, use the links down below. Take action on this 30% discount while it lasts until Friday the 7th of November. This can be applied to my Discord, ebook, or one-to-one mentorship plans. So check them out and I'll see you over there.